Hi, I'm Cheryl. Today we're going to this video we're going to complete this card. It is made with the Best Birds stamp set by Stampin' Up. And if you haven't seen the first video, you're really going to want to see it because we've already completed the card base with this beautiful gilded background. So check that video out. It's Best Birds with a gilded background preparing the card base, and I'll put the link to that below. So like I said, we're using the Best Birds stamp set by Stampin' Up. We're going to be using this bird right here, the branch and the flower. We're using the stamp set and the die set. If you don't have the die set, you can fussy cut it out, but there are some things that I just think it's easier to get the die set, to get the die set. And we're also using It's a Good Day stamp for the front. And then I didn't use a stamp on the inside, but it's got a really nice, it has a happy birthday stamp and a happy anniversary stamp, and also congratulations. So you could use any one of those on the inside of the card, and it would be wonderful. It'd be just wonderful. So let's see. I've got some scrap pieces here of Whisper White cardstock. They're just strips that I've cut off from other things. I've got another piece here. I'll use that for the bird. I've got some basic black that I've used for the little tag for the front, and I've stamped and die cut this bit here for the tag or the label, whatever you want to call it, for the front. And then I also cut it in basic black. When you do this, stamp first and then cut it out, and that way you can center your sentiment within the die. It'll make it a lot easier for you. Okay, and then I also have some fun foam. And you can use white. I could have used black on it. I don't know why, but I just grabbed white. We're going to be using that. I used the Framelits, the Chalk Talk, for my little label. But if you don't have that, then use what you have. I'll bet you have some nice little labels and things you could use. Tombow glue, always need Tombow glue. Little sharp fussy cut scissors. I've got pink Pirouette Stampin' Right marker. I have my Aqua Painter, some Stampin Dimensionals, which incidentally they come in the mini size now too, which is a wonderful thing. I got some. I haven't used them yet because I don't think about them. I need to put them out on my table where I think about them. Using Memento Tuxedo Black ink, Peekaboo Peach, Dapper Denim, So Saffron, Wild Wasabi, and Soft Suede. Got lots of those, lots of inks we're going to use. And I also have my Nouveau crystal drops. I have, let's see, this is Dandelion Yellow. I'm going to use that for the flower centers. And this is Ebony Black, and that's for our little bird's eye. And it just makes him wonderful. He needs a beady little eye. Okay, so let's do some stamping first. I'll stamp my bird. Get my Memento Black. All these will be with Memento Black ink. Ink that up real well. And I like to stamp and color my images first and then cut them out afterwards. You can do it any way you like. Some people like to cut them out first and then color them in. That's just my personal preference. And let's get a little tree branch here. And then I want 2 sets of just these little leaves on the end. So let me ink that up. 2 of those. And where's our little flower? I need our little flower. And we need 2 of these little flowers. So there's 1 and 2. There we go. Close this up. Let me grab a baby wipe and wipe my table because I inked that up and I don't want to get that on things I don't want it on. Okay. So let's start with the bird. Now I used Dapper Denim for the back of my bird. Where is Dapper Denim? You can take your classic Stampin' pad and just give it a good little squeeze. And then that will give you a nice little puddle of ink to work from. And then this works as a nice palette. And these dye-based inks really do give they give a watercolor effect. Now while you're painting, remember that your as your ink dries, it's going to lighten up a bit. Mine on my original, I almost kind of wish I had made it darker, and I still can. I can go back and make it darker. But we're going to just color in all the top of this bird and his wing with this Dapper Denim. And got a little darker down on his tail. I want a little darker around the edges to give him just a little bit of a look of dimension. And there's like a little line right by his eye, and just all above that is where I put my color. I'm going to put just a little bit more just on his feathers, on his wing, and then just a little bit. There's also like there's a line, and it's like his cheek. I know birds probably don't have cheeks, but just below that I put just a light bit of the Dapper Denim there also. So let's see. Let me clean my Aqua Painter out here, and we'll go on to the yellow, which is So Saffron. And I've got my little puddle there already of ink to use, and give him a nice yellow belly. And again, and make it darker around the edge here, and that gives the impression that he's rounded. So now, any place that I didn't do the blue, I'm putting some of the bit of the yellow, and then we're going to go on. And let me show you close up. See, this is how he's looking so far. Isn't he a little cutie? So next we're going to do the Peekaboo Peach. And I've got my little puddle already there. And I'm not cleaning my marker or my Aqua Painter out because we were just in yellow. And it's no big deal. And I'm just a little bit of orange. I'm going to give him just a little orange here on his cheek. And we need a little more orange. There we go. And now since I'm just using plain cardstock, you don't want to scrub on this, because if you do, your paper's going to pill up and it's going to look kind of nasty. So we're just a quick and dirty watercoloring. That's what I call it. No special techniques on this. So there he is. See how cute? Okay, so the bird I'm finished with. So let's move on to our branch and our leaves and flowers. So the flowers, I'm going to just use my Stampin' Right marker, just because I want a lot of the pink in there. And these give you a darker, These give you a nice dark color. And I'm just with the fat end of the marker, I'm just giving it a good swipe on those flowers. If it doesn't go all the way to the edge, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so let's do our leaves next. I'm using Wild Wasabi. Oh, I think I need more ink there. That looks kind of light. Yeah, that's better. So I've got my palette here. I've got my paper and my Aqua Painter. And I'm just giving a good swipe on those leaves lightly first. Just a light swipe. I'm going to do all of them. Okay, and now I'm going to go back over them again, and I want my painter pretty dry, and pick up a good amount of ink on there. Okay, and I'm just going to give them a swipe down the center, because this is a watercolory look. You don't need to make yourself crazy about this. Just a swipe down the center of each of these leaves. Okay. So we got that done. And clean my brush out. And I'll bring in the soft suede, and that's for our tree branch. And pick up some of my ink and just going with the grain. I'm just going to color my branch in. That way, if you get a little bit lighter or darker spots on there, then it goes with the grain. It looks like it's supposed to be that way. And indeed it is. Because again, we're doing a watercolory look here. Okay, I'll clean that out real good. And cap it. And I can put that away because we're done with the watercolor painting. And let me show you close up how these leaves look. You see how those leaves look? So it's a light green around the outside. It's got a dark green down the center vein there. A nice wide swipe. Okay, now I think I can fussy cut these leaves as fast as I can die cut them. So I'm just going to fussy cut these real quick. Besides, these were supposed to be on the end of the branch, remember? And I'm leaving just a little bit of the white around it so that it will match the other ones that I'm going to die cut, because it will have a little bit of the a little bit of white showing. And if you when you're fussy cutting, it's helpful to turn the paper. You see how I'm turning the paper? As I'm making the cut. Okay, so there's our two little sets of leaves. They'll get popped up on our little label. Okay, so now we need to do some die cutting off to the side here. I didn't tell you. I kept it a secret from you. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I have my big shot. So I'm going to set up my platform here. I have one of my flatter plates. If you have any well-loved plates for your die cutting machines, then you know what I'm talking about. Let's see, and that's the die cut for the bird. And then I have need the die cut for the flowers and the die cut for the branch. And I think I can set these up. Let's see. I'm using my magnetic platform, but I am still going to use some tape on this. I want to make sure that it doesn't shift on me, because my plates are bowed and it will shift. You would think someone who does videos, card making videos, would get themselves some nice plates, some new plates, wouldn't you? And I will one day. Okay, so there's my branch. Let's see, I think I can put do one of my flowers anyway. Let's see. That has to go on just so, because all of the petals are not the same. So let's see if I can do that with no tape. I keep my bits of painter tape. I stick them right onto my Big Shot, so I have them handy. So run those through. I'm going to run them back, not because I need to for cutting purposes, but it's just easier for me to grab them out from the side. So there's my bird cut out. And my little branch. And one of my flowers, I'm going to have to run this through one more time. Let me get that lined up properly on my flower. Nope. My goodness. Oh, there we go. And I am going to stick tape on that one because I'm up on the really high bowed area here. So, yep, I'm just like y'all. I make do with what I have sometimes and work around problems and oh, there we go. We got our other little flower. Now, I should probably put this for sure away. I just kind of tossed my little bird and thing, so I'm going to put it back in my case. And you see what I do? Whenever I have a die set that goes with the stamp set, I keep it in the stamp set. That way it's there. I don't forget that I have it. That's one problem I have. I forget I have things, and then I come across them weeks or months later and go, oh my goodness, I forgot I had this. Okay, so we're almost ready to start putting things on the card. There's just one more little different thing I'm doing here. Now on these are both the same size, these two little labels, and I want a little black border around this. So what I'm going to do is get these fussy cutting scissors out again, and I'm just going to trim off all the way around. Just a little bit, so that my black, the basic black one will peek through. Well, not peek through, but peek around the edges. Okay. Just remember where you started on it. Alright, so that will go on just like this. Let me grab my Tombow. This, let me see. I need to neaten this up a little bit. That just bugged, that little spot there just bugged me. Okay. So, I'm going to use my Tombow on there. Oh, I put my die cut machine away and I need it yet. Because I have a special little thing I did. See, you might have noticed I have a bird and a branch cut out from this. Now I have to find my bird die because I threw it, just tossed it over here. And I'm not sure where it went. Well, oh, there it is. I get going doing things and I just throw things everywhere. Okay. So, let me get my plate out here. And we're going to put our fun foam. We're going to cut our fun foam out. We're going to cut these out of fun foam. And I have that. And I need my branch, which I put away. Because for once I was neat. Put those on there, and somewhere around here I have the top of this. Oh, there it is. My top of my sandwich. And this is just a standard sandwich, by the way, just like you would use to cut out your cardstock. Okay. Alright, so now I have my bird cut from fun foam. I have my branch cut from fun foam. Now I can get rid of my die cut machine. It takes up an awful lot of room here on this side of my table. I usually have it set up elsewhere. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to glue our little bird onto the little fun foam bird using our Tombow. Oop. Got a little messy there. And this is a nice way to pop things up if you're sending it through the mail, or say you ran out of dimensionals and forgot to order more, or don't feel like running over to your local craft store and picking some up. If you have some fun foam around, you can just do this. Okay, and I'll do the same with the branch. But yeah, if I had used dimensionals on this and I went to send it through the mail, there's a good chance till it got there, everything would be pushed down and around the dimensionals. So that will make sure that we're opening this the right way. And oh, I want to do something extra here. I'm going to trim this little bird's feet off here. I'm cutting. Oh, I don't want to use those. Get my nasty scissors. I'm cutting the fun foam, not the cardstock. I'm cutting his little feet off in the fun foam. Okay, so now we put our Tombow on the back of our branch. That will go down first. Okay, it opens that way. I'm having it come in from the right side here and upward at a little bit of an angle. And then I'll put the Tombow on the back of my bird. And I will position him so his little feet are on the branch. He has to be standing on the branch. Oop. Stick down there, little bird, so I can show the nice people. You see his little feet? They're on the branch. That's why we trimmed that fun foam off. Okay, and then I used Stampin Dimensionals. Where did I fling those? I have them here somewhere. Stampin Dimensionals. Up there they are. So we've already glued down the white on the label onto the black. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. You could do the same thing with this also. Cut that out of your fun foam. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump up real quick before we put our little flowers all in place and our leaves. I'm going to get my mini dimensionals because they will be perfect for that. Do I have all these off? Yes, I do. Okay. And I'm going to position that down the right-hand corner here. And I'll have, about a 1/4 inch or so showing all around the two edges here. Let's see. It's coming together nicely. And here's my mini dimensionals. So pretty much everything in my craft room that I use for cards is within arm's reach, thank goodness, because sometimes I forget to get things out, or I decide I want to use things such as these mini dimensionals. Okay. So we'll put the flower on the branch first. Oh, nice. There's 3 sheets of these little guys in here, too. So put one on this flower. And stick that little guy on the branch. And on the leaves, I'm going to put one out on the edge of, not the edge, the end of the leaf. Let me show you where I have them. Okay, you see where I put them? And I don't have one here because that's going to, this is already popped up. So I'm going to place that like this. So I don't want a piece. I don't want a dimensional here. Oh, where is it? I don't want them dimensional here. I just want them on the end of the leaves. Okay. And I'll place that right here. And we'll do the same on the other set of leaves. Put one of these little mini dimensionals on each of the tips of the leaves. Don't get it too close to the edge. You don't want that foam, that dimensional peeking out. There we go. And that goes right here. And there's just the flower, this other flower, which has disappeared. Oh my. Oh, there it is right here. I have all these things, I have all this stuff stuck to me. I think I got some Tombow glue on my fingers. Everything is sticking to me. And get a little mini dimensional for that one. Put that right in the center. Peel that off. And we're almost done. I'm going to put that right here with these little leaves. I don't want to cover up any of my sentiment. There we go. Now we'll get our Nouveau crystal drops out. I'm going to do the little bird's eye first. I'm going to give them a nice little black, ebony black it's called. And give them a nice little eye there. And then with the daffodil, or dandelion yellow, not daffodil, dandelion yellow, we're going to put a center in each of our 2 flowers. So when you use these, remember you want to hold the applicator straight up and down as much as possible, and watch on the side of the applicator when you want to get a little ball of that coming out. I don't know if you can see that. See that little ball? That's what you touch to the paper. Don't touch the applicator to the paper. These are really nice. They just self-level and they look like tiny little enamel dots, or whatever size you make them. And let me clean this off. And I always find it's a good idea to tap them like this. That gets all the product down out of the little spout. And then if you squeeze it, you can listen and you can hear it. And if you don't, if product comes out, then wipe that off. And tap it some more. You want to be able to hear like a little huffing sound. And then you know your applicator here is not clogged with the product that's in there. That's a good idea to do with any glues you have that have a narrow applicator tip like this. And it keeps them from getting a glob of dried up whatever stuck in that snozzle. Okay, and that's it. The card's finished. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, then be sure to hit the like button down below. And yes, I like this bird darker. I think I'm going to redo my other bird. And anyway, if there are any Stampin' Up! Products that I've used today that you'd like to purchase, you can do that either through my Facebook page or my website. And as always, I'll have all the supplies that I used listed down below. So y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.